trying to, it would help if I turned the power on to the camera.
Okay, the mics are on.
Yeah, the sound is on. Just wait for the...
Last few years, yeah, some handful of years.
Okay, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Not going to be a difficult day for you today. We will start by taking your oath. So if you would each stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. We, the undersigned, do solemnly swear that we are qualified electors of the City of Seward, Alaska, and that we will honestly, faithfully, impartially, and promptly carry out the duties of our positions as Canvas Board members in counting and canvassing the vote in this election. Thank you very much. It's an exhaustive oath. And then following the oath, I'm going to start the timesheet. And so if you don't mind, just... Oh, and another pen.
Please, ma'am,
One more pen. I can't spatter it, I'm sorry. Track of all the writing and things.
I'm trying to get like two of them so they're out of quick everybody work out. Okay, now and then it's our training. It's like can't get. I guess I could put them in the way. I just really don't. I kind of want it to like grind through a little bit, but if they go rot, just this black. Take that garlic.
Here I was for starting summer.
Good for grass. Grass is good. Yeah, no. Everyone's like, oh, the grass is going to die. Trust me, it's going to die.
I'm Seward.
Yeah, love this. Sure do.
Yeah, mine's
Oh, really?
nice. Yes, in the middle of that right now.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. So the next step is just to give you an overview. So Joanna Kinney is the chair today. Joanna, we have the register available for you here. Do you want it at the table?
Sure.
Okay. And we have a phone set up here with the Division of Elections phone number available if you want to call them for any reason. And here is the workbook from election day that has the final results tape from the ballots that were taken through the machine. And the next step would be to first determine each type of ballot and eligibility I've done. So I have taken the steps to verify eligibility on all. We had, so in essence, I have verified the eligibility. Please double check it as you want to. We had one question ballot on election day, and I contacted the Division of Elections. Their email is attached. This gentleman relocated into town after the registration date, so he wasn't on the register. So question ballots, special needs ballots. Jennifer Carr is one of the personal representatives, so we'll have her not handle that. By mail ballots with the log, and then absentee in person ballots, so if you want to do those. Page 5 of your books have the no count for each type of ballot. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
So just line these each up. We'll start with the one question ballot. The registered person on it with one ballot. Brenda, as she said, the Division of Elections says that he moved from his address from out at Bear Lake Road into Sioux Precinct on 9/12, which is after the cutoff to be registered 30 days prior. So, with that, I would assume that would be a no count. But we're not ready to. Are we ready
This,
to
yeah, you
do
need to,
one count?
yes, first, yeah,
Okay.
please.
So if everybody agrees with that, let's just say. no count.
Okay, can you document it on the side of the ballot envelope? Oh, yes, if you have a pen.
So I have a
Sorry, I'm
question.
very stingy with this.
Yeah.
So under question, it says, if you answer yes to any of the 3, then you do not count the ballot. It's the voter signature, the voter identifier, or there's no election official signature. But because the Division of Elections has said that we move, this is moot point, and then we go by what they say.
That's up to you to determine whether you're going to count it or not. He was not on the register.
Imagine you kept that every single situation on here and this thing. So the guy comes in to vote, his name's not on there, it's okay, you voted with question ballot.
Right.
And now we're looking at it and you check, and it's, oh. well, he
And
didn't
that's the
register.
reason why he wasn't on the register, and now it
It
is.
is marked, not in precinct.
Okay.
And what the division is saying is that he moved addresses after the cutoff. The cutoff being the 30 days.
30 days.
Prior to an election to be registered in the proper precinct. So, in terms of, I'm gonna write no count, we agree with that. And then I guess just state not registered in time. We're not using codes, are we?
No, it's better just to do a handwritten explanation.
If that's okay with everybody.
And so that you're aware, what will happen is I'll furnish this information to the Division of Elections with his new address, and then they will they'll take that information, update his registration. So by the next election, he'll be qualified to vote.
And they'll notify him.
I will notify him. Yep.
Okay, that is the question ballot. The special needs, is this special needs input day of and then absentee?
Right, there's 2 different registers.
Okay. So, let's see, there are 3 individuals, there are 3 ballot envelopes. One has Jennifer Carr's signature on it as a representative. And so, special needs, we need to make sure there is a voter signature, a voter identifier, and there is a representative signature, so representative signature, representative signature, representative signature, and then the voter has a signature, 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 and and each have an identifier. So I will pass these and have somebody else just witness that as well. And they all are on the register
Correct,
as a vendor.
they are. And if you want to double check it, you have that available to you.
So, if everybody agrees, I'm going to mark these as to be counted, full count. Okay, so this is special needs the day of the election, so same kind of process. There's 2 people on the register. There are 2 ballots, and then you need to look for, I'm going to show these to you next time. You need to make sure that there is a voter signature and that there is a voter identifier. And then that there is a representative signature. Let's do 2 more of this. So now we're full count. Okay. Let's do absentee by mail.
So that page that you left on, that's not attached to that, Joanna, the
Oh.
top page, that's the register, quote unquote,
Oh.
for the by mail, so you can see what went out and what came back, if you
Okay.
want to cross-check anything.
Okay, so these are everybody that went out. This is how many that have been returned. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
And if you just turn over the pack of envelopes, you'll see the information.
Oh, okay. Make sure it's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 ballots. So for by mail, we need to, why don't we divide and conquer these? We need to check that it is postmarked on or before Election Day, which was,
October 4th.
thank you. So on or before October 4th.
Why does this say envelope postmark after election day?
If you answered yes.
It's, because it's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I know, I did the same, I did the exact same thing. So,
There's cities that do it.
This one wasn't mailed, it says it was received in here, so is that, I thought these were absentee by mail, or is that different?
they are by mail, and correct me, I'm jumping.
Somebody got a mail envelope and they walked it
They
in?
can, yep, they can,
And they can do that?
they can turn it in, yep.
So that,
Postmark, this envelope.
this is all good there. Voter signature. So we need voter signature, identifier, and a witness signature. Yeah, they're all comfortable. Good, ours as well. So everybody's good with that, we'll put all these in the count pile, not the note pile. And move on to, oh, thank you, the absentee in person chunk. this is just the register for the city?
Mhm.
This doesn't split, okay.
Correct.
So, it looks like there are 13. I'm just gonna count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 ballots. Divide and conquer again.
Signature identified. Election official.
Yep. Okay. So we're looking for a voter signature, voter identifier, and then an election official. Oh, identifier. Oh. Yeah, this number 6. We do, yeah. Great. So, if you agree, we'll mark these all to be counted. Okay. I like not doing codes. Okay. So everything, this one goes to the count pile.
All right, so I'll take back the writing and I'll take the no count ballot back. And now, next step is to separate the ballots from the containers to anonymize the ballots. If you pull out a ballot and it's not in a secrecy sleeve, make sure you cover it, or we'll provide a secrecy sleeve you can put it inside of.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm gonna hand the blue ballots to you, these. And then I guess I'll put the registers.
Oh, I can take the registers too. Sure.
Okay, there's the 2, and then those 2 white pieces of paper also there. Start here. Oh, yeah. I figure we can just keep the envelopes together.
Can you keep these envelope types separate?
They can go in the same pile, it's
Yeah,
okay.
make them the same color.
date, and we're on, I think, page 2. So we have
Extracted the ballots in their secrecy sleeves. You need to put the ballots in stacks of 25.
We are on the pile of 25. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's perfect. So you should, because you should have 34. So that's perfect. Okay. So I am going to provide tally sheets to each team and a red and a blue pen. So as a chair, can you determine who is the tallier and who is the observer on each side?
Does one side read and one side tally? Isn't that right? Two
And
tally?
then one side of the table, there's an announcer and observer, and on the other side, there's a primary.
Yeah,
and a
okay,
tally.
that's fine. So who's going to tally?
Well, do you think it matters?
No.
Like, as far as like,
No? Because it's observed, so
right,
who would you like to have?
would you two?
Okay. So I'm giving you a red pen and a blue or black pen, and there's one sheet per mayor and one sheet per council. And so, Joe, are you going to announce and Jennifer observe, or vice versa?
Does it matter? I'll observe. Oh, you what? Yeah. So,
Each ballot's gonna have everything else, so we're doing it at the same time, kind of? So we're going like this.
yes, yeah. All right.
And remember, ballots can be undervoted.
Council on the bottom.
I do.
So it's okay if a certain race is not completed or is left blank.
Okay, so once our teams are assigned, the chairs to state these instructions to the canvas board members. The announcer takes one pack of 25 ballots, one by one, removes each ballot from its secrecy sleeve in full view of the observer. The announcer clearly states each vote. When the announcer is done reading the votes from each ballot, they hand the ballot to the observer, who stacks them in piles of 25. The tally persons will start with the blue or black pen, will mark each vote on their own tally sheets. Tally persons may not confer with each other or look at each other's tally sheets, please. And then whether the votes for any individual totals 5, each person says tally out loud. When both persons say tally at the same time, it indicates their vote counts agreed. The announcer will stop after the first 25 set of ballots. The tally persons will both state their vote totals for each individual out loud. And if there's a discrepancy, the observer will give the stack of ballots back to the announcer. The announcer will begin again to recount the votes. The discrepancy must be resolved before proceeding to the next batch of ballots. Before reading the second batch of ballots, it says 25, but we don't have 25 ballots. The tally persons will then change their pens to red. The pen color will change every batch of 25 ballots. When the chair is satisfied that all canvas board members understand the instructions, the chair provides the tally persons with 2 pens and instructs the announcers to begin. Does everybody feel good about that? This all sounds familiar, doesn't it? Are you ready?
Yes.
McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, write-in, pilot the Stellar Sea Lion.
You don't have to say.
Oh, no, I don't think so, right?
Just say write-in.
Yeah.
Just one.
There were two right, well.
There were
One bubble, but one bubble.
So one vote.
I would say one written.
Okay.
Sue McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells. McClure,
Shelley.
Wells. McClure, Wells,
Shelley.
Finch. McClure, Wells. McClure. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Finch, writing,
Shelley.
write-in,
Vermeer.
and Wells. McClure, write-in. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells,
Shelley.
Finch. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure,
Shelley.
Wells. McClure, Wells. McClure. McClure, write-in, write-in.
Yeah, they're two different ones and then tally.
Shelley.
McClure, Finch. McClure,
Shelley.
Wells, Finch.
Shelley.
McClure, Wells,
Shelley.
Finch. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells, oh, I'm sorry. That last McClure was a write-in. So it's write-in, Wells, write-in.
Okay, so we're,
Wells, and then another one on the council.
Okay. And that's 25, so.
That's 25.
okay.
Oh, so we do have to cross it on.
Yeah,
Because it's in-
I would cross it out,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cross it.
Yep.
And then we'll put it in red.
Right,
Next one.
yeah. Yep, thank you.
Oh, that's right, the end.
That's okay. It's all right. We're near the end.
How
are your
Okay,
numbers?
red,
How are your
so
numbers?
23 and
And two.
18, 23, 2, 18,
I have right
13.
13.
You do?
What's the first council number is, we have, well,
What was the last one that you counted?
last one was write-in, Wells, write-in. Yeah, so for council, well, we're not right.
You have 6 write-ins?
I have 6 write-ins.
And
And
then
I
what's your,
have 13 for Finch.
13 Finch, I only have 18 correct.
and you have
19.
19? So, I mean, we just start over, right?
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
that bad.
I will go get fresh sheets.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay, that's why
Well, I might
it's.
be wrong.
Yeah, yeah, but that's why,
Yeah, those write-ins are.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe, I mean, it doesn't happen often, but would it be helpful if she said the office, like mayor, and then McClure or write-in, and then council? Right, well, but the write-ins were.
I think I probably
Right.
got baffled when you
Yeah.
When it was-
no, and then I forgot that one. That's probably what happened, I guess we'll know when we do it.
Yeah, yeah, it's, we gotta There are worse things,
Oh, hey,
as we know.
you don't know that.
We can back up and, so.
Yeah, you guys can go do over it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It sounds like the pace was good to keep.
Yeah,
The pace was great, yeah.
I forgot you didn't have to read through the write-in one.
Yeah, if it starts to make a difference, then I suppose it would be us. No. If it mathematically makes a difference from election night, because those ballots would need to be, I don't know.
Yeah, that might
It's never, I'm sure it's happened.
usually when there's a big campaign, you know, like when it's of course that wasn't
Mhm.
ours to count, but
Yeah, yeah. I've never seen them mathematically make a difference, so then I never get it. But it'd be interesting to know what you ever did here in Seward, and then who does that. I think it would be this group. I think we would get the election day ballots, and we would probably have to.
Count them all, yeah.
We hand counted the ballot papers, not the votes, but just the papers.
Okay.
Individual pages.
Oh, right, we did.
Hand counted votes.
Sorry.
No.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was me.
No.
I'll-
Well,
It
it doesn't, it really doesn't.
You can go back, it's no problem.
Okay, ready? Okay, the first one, write-in mayor, Wells, write-in council.
That, thank you, that was great.
Okay. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells,
Tally.
Finch. McClure,
Tally.
Finch.
Tally.
McClure, write-in counsel, write-in counsel. McClure, McClure, Wells. McClure, Wells. McClure,
Tally.
Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells,
Tally.
Finch. McClure, write-in counsel. Write-in mayor, Wells. McClure, Finch, write-in counsel.
Tally.
McClure,
Tally.
Wells, Finch.
Tally.
McClure, McClure, Wells. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, Wells.
Tally.
McClure,
Tally.
Wells. McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure, write-in counsel. McClure, Wells, Finch. That's 25.
There's 23,
Mm-hmm.
2 waiting, 18. So 13 and 6.
Okay.
So I added those.
Yeah.
9 more. 9 more in red. Ready? McClure, Wells, Finch. McClure,
Tally.
write-in counsel. McClure, Wells.
Tally.
McClure, Wells. McClure. McClure, Wells, Finch.
Tally.
Write-in mayor, Wells, write-in counsel. McClure,
Tally.
Wells, Finch. McClure.
Towards the end?
Yeah.
31, 3, 24, 16. And write it over again.
Can you repeat those numbers, please?
McClure, 31, write-in 3, Wells, 24, Finch, 16, write-in 8.
Thank you.
And total number of ballots was 39?
34. Madam Chair,
Wow.
would you look at the tape that's on that workbook and verify or state the number of votes that were cast on election day for each of the seats, please? It should be right on top.
For election day, the number of votes cast for McClure is 230. The mayor race received 9 write-in votes. And then for council, Wells received 190. Finch received 148. And there were 17 write-in votes.
Okay. So, counting those numbers with the numbers that you just came up, 230 for McClure plus 31 on the tally equals 261. The write-in was 9 on election day plus 3 to equal 12 for mayor. Then for council, Wells had 190 on election day plus 24, it equals 214. And then Finch on election day had 148 plus 16 equals 164. And then for write-in for council, 17 on election day plus 8 today is 25. Thank you. I will, would you like to review this draft of the numbers just to verify? And I'll go and print this off. So.
Do you want us to sign these or follow?
Yes, please. Okay, I'll be back with a final version.
Yeah, even though one week, 25.
Should we do it now?
It's kind of fun when you get on your own.
I know. Usually we have 4 times that. So it counts.
Yeah. When I went to Rotary, there was a table of 6 people, and I had my I voted sticker, and everybody said, what is it? There's a vote today? What do you vote for? Like,
That's why we give out those stickers.
yeah. Oh, I always make sure.
Go advertise.
Yeah, I need to be better about doing it earlier so I can advertise, because I always wait till the end of the day. And I just go home. Although my husband could have seen it.
Did Bear Creek just have the 2 that we had, or did they have an additional, they had a representative? Is their district is different than ours now, is that right?
No, I never saw their ballot, but they are in a different district than we are now, so I think they may have had somebody else to vote.
Because I saw some signs out there.
Right.
Yeah.
In the service area, maybe?
No, their borough rep is different than ours now.
Yeah,
They're in a
the
different
redistricting, they're in a completely different
Oh,
district.
wow.
And as a matter of fact, they're in a completely different region now.
Oh, no.
Because our region director is in Juneau, and theirs, I think, is up in the valley, which
Oh.
actually caused some headaches for Katie.
Yes.
Aren't they in like with Nikiski and?
I'm not sure, yeah, sorry.
I know that she's.
I kind of looked at the map and went, what?
Yeah.
That's really, there's something stuff.
They seem to vote different than us. I noticed when I worked at the,
Mhm.
than the national level.
So, as a member of the public, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
The question ballot was rejected, why? I guess I'm unclear on why you rejected, I'm just curious.
Yeah, so it's state election law to be, that you need to be registered in the precinct that you're eligible to vote for
Right.
30 days prior.
30 days prior, okay, so that's it, he wasn't there soon long enough.
Right, it didn't make the cutoff. So it will now,
Right.
just like all the questions that you get on election day, that, well, it's already in the state, but that information will get sent to the state again, and the voter will get notified as to why.
Right,
I actually wasn't clear whether he had registered to vote with a new address, or he never registered, re-registered.
The email from the elections led me to believe he was on the Bear Creek Register, because those get printed 30 days in advance.
But my question was, did he send in a change of address to Board of Elections and it was what, and they determined when he had moved somehow?
The
Or
way
they
I
asked him maybe?
The way I interpreted it is that he had changed his voter address, but on the 12th, because the Division of Elections said not in time. So it seems like they had that record, but it just didn't make the required time.
that's a bummer.
It is a bummer, yeah.
Because he was a former voter
Right.
and
Yeah.
wanted to vote again.
Yeah. And the ballot,
His borough ballot should be okay.
Right, yeah.
Because those get
Well-
separated out and sent to the borough. And
Part of it, if,
part of it, but then if they
If
had
there's
another
some other-
person,
yeah.
I did one ballot.
and there was one fellow that came in to vote, and he told me he wanted a question ballot. I said, okay, sign, fill out the register, fill out the form. You're sitting there and he goes, so, is Proposition 3 on the ballot? No, Proposition 3 is for the hospital on the other side. And I don't have that ballot. And he says, well, I don't want to vote there. I've already folded his ballot, put it in the sleeve.
Oh, gee.
And I went, well, what am I gonna do with this? Because I can't put it through the machine now that it's folded. Because that could be a question ballot later, because it was folded. That's why we fold them, so
And
they
he doesn't
don't.
want to vote twice.
And yeah, and so he decided he was gonna go to Slovakia to vote, which was cool. But here I am with this folded ballot. Fortunately, I had a special needs person come in afterwards, so that ballot wouldn't have been special needs.
Oh, he never actually voted.
No, he
So it's
never voted,
Gotcha.
because once he found out we didn't have that ballot, no, I'm not voting. I'll go to Slovakia. He was gonna go anyway, but he wasn't sure if he'd be there by 8.
And you gave him the motivation to get there, right?
All I said was I didn't have the ballot.
Yeah, yeah.
You get a speeding ticket, you're on your own.
I wonder if Prop 3 was on the Bear Creek ballot.
No,
Or was it?
because I called Katie and asked.
Oh.
So,
It was on
Well,
that
and it's
side.
too bad for the guy that had the late change, but
It is too bad.
if you're gonna, maybe you should have asked sooner.
Mhm.
It probably
It'll
didn't
be
dawn
set
on
for
me
next time.
for 30 days.
But yeah, I wasn't sure what to do for Ken, but I can't, so. Ask.
Is it, you vote absentee person for the next election? Is that okay?
The 24th, October 24th. So it's 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, here's transpose, or put everything onto the final sheet. If you can just double check me, that would be awesome. And then if you're satisfied, if you can all sign it. And please, until you're really confident, just, you can ask for any documentation of it. You want to review anything. Okay.
16% voters.
I rounded up 15.7, so.
Which is better. I heard on the radio on the way here that the borough wide was 11%. Realness.
We,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you know, typically we're 25 to 30% turnout, so it was a quiet, kind of a quiet ballot this year. Well, I thank you very much for your service, and if you want to finish out your time sheets. Yeah, please.
This was really streamlined. We got.
Yeah.
I'm trying to-
Clean and,
Thank you.
You sent me some of the stuff ahead of time. I think the only thing I would
Yeah. Update or change?
update is you had mentioned for us to peak, make sure the ballot was peach.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure I would say that with the way this is.
Right, it was easier when the whole ballot was
Yeah.
peach colored, and this year they only did that little box, so it's really hard to, without
Without looking.
exposing a vote, it's really hard to determine that you're looking at the right ballot, because the borough ballots were all gray, the gray box on the top, and ours was peach, but boy, that's small, so it's really hard to,
I don't know if I would have felt comfortable, the things that we
Yeah.
peek inside and make sure that we have a peach ballot, that we're not, so to make sure we're not,
yeah.
before we separate the ballot from the name, we would say, hey, this isn't a peach ballot, this is a white ballot, which is a borough ballot. But I don't know if we would have wanted to look and peek in here without seeing the name, the ballot color, and how the name voted.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's, but you know, you don't know how they're gonna print it
No,
necessarily.
well, make the request.
Yeah.
So
So,
I noted for next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if they're gonna do it that way
Right.
anymore for me, so,
Right.
for the city. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over here for an hour.
Really
Really appreciate it.
Ballot after you have it separated.
Well, we've done that, right?
It's happened in the
Yeah.
past that we had to mix up with a ballot, but if we're able to, like Joanna said, if the whole ballot was peach colored, you know it's not the right,
Stand out.
you know, and then we were able to switch with the borough, so.
But they just said.
On the special needs ballot, they leave here with that. At this time, actually, there it is. I wrote C
Oh,
on one of
yeah,
these.
that's helpful.
Because when that leaves here with the city and a borough ballot,
Yeah, you don't know
Then
how it's gonna come
I
back.
have no idea how it's gonna come back.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're already sealed.
right.
When they bring it back, I can't do anything.
We write city and borough on the inside flap of the big
Right.
envelope, so that helps them
Right.
too.
But I had one that came back with mixed up. And so,
Yeah.
because I
Well,
looked at
see
it,
ya.
and the good thing was that the ballot was thicker, it was folded twice.
Oh.
Instead of one, I could tell that way.
Oh, that's another,
Mike's going on?
that would be another good way